It's a Dazzler report channel on 108, which I need to watch. Which I need to see. Except channels you watch and channels I see. I need to impress. I need to impress, I need to express. Today is July the 2nd, 2025. It'll soon be Christmas 2033. It'll soon be Easter 2040 when the Vapor calendar returns. And this is Rilo. Meet Rilo, you might have written before on BitChute. He appeared on a couple of BitChute ones, but it's indoors. First time I've done outside of him. This is Rilo, my son's dog. He's 16 months old now, I think. And his birthday is 29th of January. So, February, March, April, May, June. Oh, 17 months now. And by the river Thames, the tide is out. It's cloudy this evening. It's a lot cooler. We haven't got this thingamajig anymore, have we? This heat wave. Climate global boiling change. But anyway, try and turn it around. I've got it on reverse. Get me muggings on there. My mug. Don't know if you can see me. Probably not because I've got my hand over the lens for now. Maybe now. Can you see me? I've got it in a different order today. Yeah, so that's Iran original thing's kind of like a bit of a damp squib, wasn't it? All this talk about World War III. All this talk about World War III, you know. And they do it every time. They did it with Ukraine and Russia. They've been doing it since I was a kid. It was always Russia's going to nuke us at some point. Every now and again, say, "Oh, we're 3 hours away from a complete nuclear holocaust." I've heard that so many times, and even in recent times. I saw what George Galloway was going on about. Something happened about when we're exchanging missiles in Ukraine and Russia, and he said, "Oh," and the Brits were using their weapon systems in Ukraine to fire at Russia. And George Galloway said, "We were 3 hours away from a nuclear holocaust. We could have completely got blown away." Of course, it never happened, did it? And then they talked about this Iran. And you know, I do sometimes buy into that, and I'm guilty. I've made a vow now. Today I made a vow. I thought, every time they have these war events, whether it's Iran, Israel, Ukraine, Russia, anything like that. I knew Ukraine, Russia wasn't going to come to anything. I was always a psyop. But, I mean, people are dying. There is a war going on, but it's not going on the way they tell us it is. World War III. We tend to think of World War III being a hot war, missiles being fired, soldiers on the battlefield shooting each other out in trenches and stuff, you know. Right, what are you doing? Where are you going? He wants to go the opposite direction to where I'm going to go, you know. I don't know what. He's probably found a bitch on heat or something. Oi, Rilo, what's up with you? He's going the opposite direction to where I wanted to go. He's dragging me away. He's actually taking me for a walk. It's not the other way around, you know. It's not him. It's not me taking him for a walk. It's him taking me for a walk. Anyway, yeah. So this World War III thing, bombs and guns and missiles, etc., fighter jets, all the rest of it. You know, can't even see the airplane. The clouds are so low. Come here, Rilo. Bike coming. But you know, the World War III's already been going on, and it's been going on since World War I. In fact, It's been one continuous world war, probably since 1914, and I would even say before that. You can go back centuries, continuous war, and becoming more and more sophisticated and more modernised, and more murderous and more savage, you could say. But I'm not, without a big history lesson, definitely since World War One, it never really stopped, did it? World War Two was a continuation of World War One. In between those two world wars, Russia was in what was a full-on war right up until 1925, the Russian Civil War. There was fucking genocide going on. Bolsheviks were just committing genocide. Trotsky was going around his death train, you know, just burning down towns and villages that wouldn't succumb to the new world order, the new Russian order, the USSR. Can't go down there, Riley, you know. Sorry, mate. It's off limits. Bike coming. So there's lots of stuff going down. The British Empire was at its peak. It was coming to its peak. It was peaking and about to end with World War II. Anyway, all that. There's been wars going on all the time, and World War II just finished off the Germans, good and proper. And we've been living a beautiful utopia ever since. It's a good job the good guys won the war, isn't it? In World War II, or else we won't be experiencing the freedom and democracy that we experience today. Yeah. And then they've got the scamdemic. We've got the scamdemic, didn't we? 2020. That was a war. 2 years of psychological abuse, psychological operation, and forced medical intervention. Medical war. It was both psychological and a medical war against the population. And yeah, of course, when I say the good guys won World War II, and we experienced freedom and democracy, obviously I'm talking tongue-in-cheek there. The things that have been going on in this country, just this country alone since World War II, RAF spraying anthrax on people in southwest England, and even in the tube station, one of the tube stations, they released a load of anthrax to see how badly it affects people. Experimentation on their own people. Bacterial biowarfare. Loads of things, you know. And the PSYOP, the Cold War PSYOP, because nuclear weapons actually exist, but they were made us to think they were. So we were thinking, when we were kids, we grew up in the shadow of this horrific nuclear holocaust. So all that stuff about nuclear war, nuclear weapons is bullshit, you know. And then with the latest distraction, the Iraq and Israel one, and then Trump sends in the bunker buster bombers, big stealth bombers, and took out 3 or 4 nuclear facilities allegedly. Said he ended the war there, and now it's all over now apparently. The 12-day war they call it. But yeah, as I said yesterday, the Jews are running Iran as well. They're all playing games. They're just playing a game with us, you know. In the book 1984, George Orwell's 1984, the 3 superpowers, Oceania, Eurasia and East Asia, they were always at war with each other, and sometimes alliances would swap alliances, change allegiances, and every time Oceania and East Asia are allied with each other, fighting Eurasia, sometimes alliances would change. So then to rewrite the records, when Eurasia and Oceania allied themselves to fight East Asia, they'd always been fighting East Asia, they'd always been allies, you know. That's the way the game. That's the way the game. That's the way they play the game, you know. There you go. Public dog toilet. So, but they weren't actually at war with each other. Those three superpowers weren't even at war with each other. Those elite, it was all fictitious. Just as the swapping of, you weren't allowed to mention if ever Oceania and Eurasia swapped allegiances, allies, that when the alliances changed, there was no change. Those alliances had always been in place, and you weren't allowed to question it. Well, at the end of the book, 1984, George Orwell explains how the structure was set up. It's just one big superpower controlling the world, a big new world order. Sound familiar? And making out, telling the proletariat, the peasants, the peasantry, the proles, that there's this war going on. And they always feed him this information about wars, wars, wars. In the meantime, they're just using them up, looting their energy, harvesting them. Come on. Come on, lad. What are you doing now? Come on. So, yeah. And that's what we've got now. These wars that are going on, these staged events, people are dying. Of course, the Palestinians are being genocided by the Israelis. And that was going on, continuously going on. Well, this Iran-Israel distraction was going on. Yeah, the bombs were being dropped. Yeah, people were getting killed. But it's all psyop, it's all staged events. And the genocide of the Palestinians continues. And but at the end of the day, Hamas, for example, Hamas, they're supposed to be the terrorist organisation that are fighting Israel from Palestine. But Hamas is Mossad, as much as Hezbollah is Mossad, as much as ISIS is Mossad. ISIS being the Israeli Secret Intelligence Service. Mossad did 9/11, of course. There was the bombing of the USS Liberty in 1967, an American ship bombed by Israeli airplanes, disguised as Egyptian airplanes to drag him into a war. Drag the Americans into a war with Egypt. They wanted America to get on side of them. False flag attacks, you know. They're the kings. They're the kings of false flags. Yeah, you lazy git, aren't you? The reason why it's pulling me, he just wants to get back home and go to bed again. It's all right, lazy little sod. There's no excuse today. It's been nice, cool weather today. It's too hot to go out for a walk yesterday, a long walk. Just enough time to take for a piss and a shit. And it was really hot. The ground was hot on his feet, fair enough. Good reason not to be out too long, but today, it's alright. But he just likes to sit and bark at people. Anyway, World War III, eh? It's the one big war. It's been one big world war. There was never start again. There's never a World War 1, 2 or 3. It's always one war. It just keeps changing form and shifting its form and shifting its mood and shifting its tactics. Like the 1984 narrative. Anyway, I'm done. That'll do for now, I think.